Hey guys, how's it going? I'm in my garage. That's the heater making the noise. It's that time of the year. Working on the 2013 Volvo S60 T5 all-wheel drive. Need to do the rear rotors and pads all around. This is what I got. I think these ones are probably the front. And I got Bosch Rotors. And here's the part number. Find out if they fit. Buying stuff for cars is always hard, you know, because I have no idea what size. Said they fit on Amazon, so we'll see. So first thing is I jacked it up. I just used the control arm or back here. Last one here. So once you take out the lug bolts, that's all you do. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So there's a bolt here and here. 14. Let's see, is it 14? No, it's a 13. Just have to find my 13. So I found my 13. Rubber mallet always comes in handy. There's two nuts. So I just took this out. This is what came out of there. You will need a wrench. This one happens to be 5/8. But if you have a skinny 15, I can't find my skinny 15. I think that's what that bolt is, but 5/8 is close enough. You need a bill, slide that in there and use your socket and stop it from spinning and take out this bolt, which as you can see has blue lock thread on it. Same thing here for the bottom one. Basically holding it, stop it from spinning. There we go. So take out that guy. Yeah, that's all you do. I'll probably have to actually take off this whole caliper because I need to replace the rotor too. But this is how you would do it just for the pads. There we go. Kind of have to work around the electronic parking brake. Well, the pads still have meat on them. Whatever reason. Just wearing the rotor. Who knows? Rock got stuck in there or something. The pad, the outside pad has good material. Back one's not that bad either, really. So it wasn't a dire need to change this out. And you would just go like that. So you would slide those out and put the new pads in. Well, that number is the same. That 323 blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. At least I'll show you guys so you can look at the numbers and you can tell me like what the hell. It definitely seems to be the same. I'm definitely halfway. It looks like they mark them. Well, I'm glad to know one of the sets is correct. Before I go any further, I need to see if I can twist that parking brake back in. So like I'm used to on American cars where you can turn back with one of these parking brake. This have an electric parking brake, be European. You're supposed to have a computer, so it retracts it. Well, you can do it manually with the T30. There's two bolts and they are Loctited in. So you take it out like that, go down here, That's no good. The last thing I want to do is break the end of that. So I only have the 1T30-bit, I think. Well, let's see if I can take vice grips and just grab it enough. Just all I have to do is loosen it. Go a little bit more and then I'll try the bit again. There we go. Now that I got it loose, and you saw how I did that, so if you got a stuck one, might be just what you need to do. At least you have a little bit of room that if you have a small pair of vice grips, you can, oops, yeah, don't want that to slip out too much. So got it out. Hate when they use specialty stuff like that. Okay, so the QR tag went that direction. That's just your motor. Hang it off. So you got the inside of there. And you will grab your T40 and it fits in there. You'll want to go clockwise, but you want to push in too. So you can do that a few different ways probably. I could go get my C-clamp. Okay, seeing as I don't have like a correct tool to compress the caliper, what you want to do is you take your T40 bit, you put it in the end of this, and it's all the way to the end. It can't go any further. You can then, if you get your C-clamp just right, if that's all you have, you can compress it in. You want to be careful where you grab with your clamp, and I think that's all the way in. So that's what it's going to look like. See, now it's flush, and I didn't need a $300 programmer or whatever to get this completed. So then you want to line this back up, put it back together. This will probably work. So I have one of these, just, I think it's an 8mm. That will work. And I have even another one. Oop, there we are. Another one. Should I need to change it out, or change another one out. Actually, if I was being real picky about this, I would change both on the one side to be the same, right? Well, I got two, so maybe I should change out the one side here. First, I'll make sure it works. Then I'll put some Loctite on it. Make sure the thread pattern is good. Yeah, it's good. I'll just put a little on. I could still tell there was a little in the threads. Perfect. 8mm. It seems like it's supposed to be there just about. I mean, other than only a dealer would realize, you know, a mechanic at a dealer would realize that, hey, these don't belong. Especially because I'm probably not going to be able to change out the other side. I'll still need to change the rotor too. So there's two big bolts you have to take off to remove this piece. So I'll take out the new pads. They were just there so I could make sure everything fit. This is a 15 socket. Test. Yep, okay, perfect. Okay, so take out that, take off that. They're usually easy up till you do rotors. Let's see. Of course, that's probably not going to come off easy either. There we go. Thing holds it on. That holds it on. Well, now we know. You don't need to take that out. I was wondering about it, but this did look like a lip, so you'll want to take some brake cleaner, clean paper towel, in your new rotor, and you want to clean it off. I think you get the gist of it, but to do somewhat on the camera. Now I just clean it off. Spray that on, wipe it off. There was some dirt on it, or grease, whatever the case was. So then you'll line up your hole. So you'll want a T40 for sure, or T50, sorry, T50 to take this bad boy off. Take this, everything in reverse, put this back on. 2 big bolts. And these were hard enough to get out that I think there's plenty of Loctite still on the threads in the hole, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, ta-da. If you feel more comfortable, use a torque wrench by all means. I don't know the torque specs, so I always get asked that. What torque is such and such bolt? I'll have no idea. I own a torque wrench, but I have no idea what the specs are, so it's pointless to use them. So I still had meat on these pads. Dealer acted like they were pretty much wore out completely. At the time, the rotor wasn't bad, so I guess I could have skipped getting rotors, but at the end of the day, I'll put the links in the description of where I got everything. If I recall, it was all just Amazon. And luckily those pads work, even though it seems like a different number. Whatever. I'm done trying to figure out manufacturers and their shit they do. Which I happen to have the 7/8, but 15 mil would actually be what it is. Yeah, you definitely need a skinny wrench to get in between those. Ta-da! This one is done. Basically, I just put my wheel back on, and that's it. Well, guys, I got it done on both sides. On my damn video, it's, you know, same process except a little bit easier because you know what to remove and what not to remove, as I'm including in my clip, so that way you're kind of like, what does that do? Should I do it this way? And it's like, nope, you know, there's definitely a procedure. So it's not that bad. It's just European kind of pain in the butt because you have to take apart that electronic braking unit to be able to push it in. Definitely, unfortunately I don't know the size, but if you can go hardware store, it'd be shorter than this, but get some just normal bolts, you know, with a flange on it, and put some blue Loctite on there and replace the Torx ones they have that are just crummy. That'd be the way to go, because those are a pain in the butt. On the other side that you didn't get to see, I had to use, well, I tried using the vice grips and they weren't working. Both of them were, I couldn't do it by hand. I brought out the impact, nothing to lose, right? And that was able to jar it loose and pull them out. And then I just replaced them because at that point they're probably a little bit boogered up anyways, you know, impact, and I was squeezing and trying to do the vise. So definitely change it to an 8mm head. I can tell you what the head is on those. It's 8mm. Change it to 8mm. I don't know the thread, unfortunately, because I just keep a bunch of bolts on hand. I don't know what they are off the top of my head. If I had to guess, it's probably like 1.25 pitch, but I really don't know. And I think this is a, if I had to guess, I would say that's a M5. Not quite sure, but that would give it a good starting point in your hardware store. So just replace those so you'll have an easier time next time if you have to take it apart, or the next guy, versus putting back in the Torx, and the next time might even be more frozen in, and then you will be drilling out. So do it right. Yeah, not quite sure what was rubbing against these. I mean, both of them are kind of, maybe they're just old, I don't know. But those are the factory rotors. I put on Bosch. We'll see how they are. The brake pads, I was looking at the box closer. I forgot they do have the hardware, but I noticed the hardware just did not match up to what was on the car. And so then, of course, I looked at the box closer, because online said S60 for these, but On the box it says S80, V70, XC70, and XC60. No S, although they work on the S60 T5 all-wheel drive because it's the same pads. The hardware is probably what is different. And what is different about the hardware is that, if I can get one of these out, they're stuck, is this gap here is bigger. It's narrower with what's on the car, but what's on the car looked fine. You know, it is nice to change it out if you have the parts, but yeah, that didn't fit. So I will probably keep an old pad here, and I'll just get you the number off what's on our car. Those are the numbers. I could not find that 306715584 online at all. Hence, this seemed like the closest, so I assumed it was a typo. 574. Oop, right there. 71574 versus 584. So, just so you guys, if you're trying to look up the pads that are on the car and you can't find them, because I couldn't find them anywhere, these do work, just the hardware probably will not work. So if you need new hardware, probably too bad. You might even just want to check at your dealer how much these are. I know it's like 60 bucks, online 70. I forget which, because I ordered the front too. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So it's very doable. The emergency parking brake is going to be your biggest issue, being electronic, but you can just take it apart and you can wind it back pretty much. You just clockwise and just go clockwise until it stops with the T40 on the back, and then just use a C-clamp. You can use a C-clamp or actually get a unit from Amazon. They're not expensive, and compress the cylinder / parking brake unit, you know, be the caliper really. Compress the caliper unit, and you're good to go. And you just put it back together and change out the bolts while you're at it. That's it. Hopefully this video helped you guys, and you guys see me taking apart stuff I didn't need to, but I'm a normal person doing this, so I like to just show you real life, and this is, you know, how it was done. So take care. Hopefully this helped you. Please like, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Have a good one.